Hey people, Positive Paul, and it's Friday morning, January 28th, 2022, and we have a major windstorm going on right now in northern Baja. It would be considered a Santa Ana type event, but the sky looks ridiculous right now, and the wind's just so crazy I could do a video with no sound, but maybe I'll use some of the thumbnails coming up with these photo captures from today. But things come up from time to time, and if anybody's been involved in this so-called targeting nonsense, the targeted individual community, which, remember folks, it's a flash in the pan. It's been a done deal. It's one aspect of the Satanists trying to cover up satanic ritual abuse, specifically survivors in my age group. Now again, as always, anybody that's listening to me, younger people, yes, you got something going on. It's not the R&M supercomputer. And it's crazy that this numbnuts, Brian too, is still doing the same thing. His last video, oh my heart, oh my ears. Do you understand when someone does that 7 years in a row? It's, well, what we call it is at some point you're crying wolf, right? Too many times. And then it gets to the point where, okay. But with that being said, with the targeting, does this have anything to do with, let's just say, scripture? Are there individuals, groups within scripture that were targeted? Well, one may surmise or conclude yes, mainly being the Israelites. But when we track their story, we know that this particular group, as others, they get different names, terms to describe them. And we know originally they were described as Hebrews also. But the question becomes, does the Almighty Creator have a chosen people? And the answer to that is yes. Now, within this construct of every group that's on planet Earth, we all want to believe we have a connection to this Almighty Creator. Now, that can be the case for a lot of us, due to the fact that a transition took place almost 2,000 years ago, or possibly exactly 2,000 years ago, and we are at that meaty part of the curve. Church age is over. But yes, for most of the people on planet Earth, they have a way out. Some we know are not going to make it. But the chosen people, where in Scripture would we find a clue? Well, Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 is good to start, where Moses is being told, hey, look, you know, you people, if you follow my covenant, my statutes, my judgments, you will be a peculiar treasure unto all other people on planet Earth, because he had bared them on eagle's wings. But interestingly enough, we see a lot that is a repetition, and when we come to Deuteronomy chapter 7, we understand that on verse 6, Moses is telling the Israelites that you are a holy people unto the Lord. The Lord thy God has chosen you out of all other people unto himself. So this particular group, if we try to fast forward real quick and just to summarize, back to the targeting. Now, if anybody's listen to me, which they're not allowed, what have I always said now for going on now, 7 years? It's 2022. Abrahamic blood link. Yes, there's people being harassed, but they're connected to a Satanist. But who are the targets? I think satanic ritual abuse survivors. military, then these so-called whistleblowers, which are drying up. A lot of these whistleblowers nowadays, they're just put there to try to gloss over something that needs to be completely hidden, plain and simple, which is the destruction of children with this satanic ritual abuse. That comes in many forms. So, to answer the question, does the targeting have something to do with people connected to the Bible? Well, yes, of course. But that's not what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that there's this mysterious government targeting program. And yes, they're up to something. If they can, but the people on the receiving end of this targeting have a Satanist in their midst, either in their direct family or somewhere in the sphere of influence. They exist. But with that being said, I'm going to keep an eye on this Skywatch today, because the wind is like gale force winds out there. Who knows? But anyway, enough of my blathering, folks. I hope everybody's well. Peace to you all, and let God find his way in your heart.